Hello, my name is Welder Oliveira. I am a math, statistics, and quant searcher, and today I am here to show you two problems, one from GMAT and another from GRE. So let's take a look on them. First, let's see this problem here that comes from GRE. Well, pause the video if you want to make this a try, and then we continue to the discussion of it. Okay, so let's read it. If x squared minus y squared is equal to 16 and x plus y is greater than x minus y, then which of the following is always a good idea to scan the options when you are solving a problem, could be equal to x minus 1. So the question, and when you are solving questions from GRE and GMAT, you have to focus. In this type of question, you have to focus on the question. The question is, what is the value of x minus y? That is what we are solving for. Well, what are the premises? What are the premises that we have here? This one and this one. So let's write them here. X squared minus y squared equal to 16. And then focus in the question, how this premise that you have here relates to the question. Think about it. Yes, this here is the difference of two squares. And as we know, the difference of two squares is equal to the product between the difference and the addition of those two terms. So this will be equal to, so x minus y times x plus y will be equal to 16. Okay, so that comes from this information. But what this other information tell us? This other information tell us that this number x plus y is bigger than x minus y. So this one here is the bigger one. Well, and how can I use that to finally have a possible, see that the question asks, what could be, okay? What could be the answer for this? Well, as you know that this is the smaller and this is the bigger, and they multiply by 16, you may think the following way, how can I get to 16? If they could be equal, if equal, what would be the value of each? Would be 4 times 4 to get to 16. But they are not equal, which tell us that this here cannot be as big as 4. It must be less than 4. X minus y must be less than 4. If it was equal to 4, x plus y should be equal to 4 as well. But that is not the case because x plus y is bigger. And if it was bigger than 4, so x plus y would be smaller than 4, which cannot be the case as well. So as this must be less than 4, it cannot be 4, 5, 6, or 7. So the answer is 3. Answer for this problem is 3. Straightforward, without using any sophisticated mathematics, just using the information provided and some reasoning on top of it. Also, this difference of two squared that is pretty common in those type of exams, and you have to memorize it. Let's go for a second question. This is a question. Of geometry. This is a geometry question. And now we are talking about a GMAT problem. So this is a geometric problem. And one thing that you have to have in mind in geometric problem is that the figures, whenever they don't say the opposite, you can suppose that they are drawn to scale. You can assume, sorry, that they are drawn to scale. So figures, this figure is drawn to scale. You may assume that. And this is something that may guide your solution. Sometimes you don't need any sophisticated mathematics going on. You just need to reason on top of what you are seeing. So let's read and take this into consideration. So let's see this problem. The figure above represents a semicircular archway over a flat street. The semicircle has a center at O, as we are seeing here, and a radius of 6 feet. Radius of 6 feet. What is, so here's the question, the height h that you see here in feet of the archway that is 2 feet away from the center? So of course they are talking about this archway here. And as you are seeing here, it is 2 feet away from the center. Well, what can we do? Let's solve this without really doing any calculation. Let's just use the information that the figure is drawn to scale, because they don't say otherwise, so we can assume. And also use the options that we have in front of us. Remember that scanning the option is always a good idea. Well, this, if you do this here, if you put this, a line that is a segment of line that is parallel, let me try to make this, that's parallel to this h, we clearly see that it is bigger because this is a radius and the radius is 6. It is bigger than 6. So it is bigger than h. So h cannot be as big as 6. So you remove 6. Okay. What more we have here? Also, what would be half of this radius? Something about here. And half of 6 is 3. So we are clearly seeing, safely saying, that this segment, this height with which measure 8, is also bigger than 3. So it cannot be 3. It cannot be anything that is smaller than 3. It is bigger than 3, so it cannot be 2. It cannot be square root of 2 because square root of 2 is approximately 1.4. So just by elimination, just by using the information that the figure is drawn to scale, we have our answer, and the answer by elimination is D. Answer is D. So this is to show you that the exam is this is a quant session. It is not really measuring mathematical ability. It is measuring quant reasoning. If you're reasoning with logic, you can solve the problem. If you understand what is being asked and reasoning with logic and in particular in geometry problems, use the information that whenever said otherwise, you can assume that the figure is drawn to scale, you solve the problem, sometimes very easily. But let's solve this problem without using this information and properly doing the calculation. How would that be? So let me eliminate this here and provide now a second solution to this problem. What I will do is to connect the center of the circle with the top of that height. When you do that, you form a right triangle. Let me just draw this right triangle here, in which this is the h that you want to discover. Here on the base is 2 feet, as you are saying, and here is 6 because this is the radius of the circle, and they say that that is 6 feet. Well, now we can use Pythagorean theorem to calculate that 6 squared, hypotenuse squared, is equal to the sum of the other sides squared. So 8 squared plus 2 squared. Then we have 36 equal to 8 squared plus 4. Then we have 8 squared equal to 36 minus 4. And finally we have h is equal to square root of 32. Here we arrive at a problem because here we arrive at a problem, because when you look at the options, none of those are square root of 32. That is because you have to simplify the roots. So you have to develop this skill. If you don't have it, you have to know how to simplify roots. Well, there are a couple of ways to do that. So let's do this here, square root of 32. One way to do this is to do the prime factorization of this. So let's do the prime factorization of it. What is the prime factorization of 32? After you do some, so you can observe that I let you think of it for saving the time of the video. And you will conclude that prime factorization of 32 is 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5. Well, and that is, as here the index is 2, let's try to make an index that is a multiple of 2 appear here. So that is a root of, with index 2, of 2 squared times 2 squared again times 2. Because you can keep the base and add the exponent. So 2 plus 1 will make a 5. Then this 2 cancel with this 2 cancel with that, and then 2 and 2 goes out as a 4, and a 2 remains inside. Also, the result is 4 square root of 2. 4 square root of 2, again, found the answer. In a longer way, when compared with the first solution, which again points out that the exam is really measuring quant reasoning, is not measuring math skill. So if you can solve a problem with logic, it's better for you. You'll be able to solve faster. Okay, this is the video that I wanted to bring for you today. And if you like it, and if you want to study with me, here is my contact. You can contact me mainly by email, okay? But if you want, you can also message me on my WhatsApp, okay? So thank you for watching this video. I hope we can study together. See you. Bye.